Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one of the most heartbreaking accounts of human suffering, a story that does not come from the front lines of war in the conventional sense, but from the front lines of hunger. It is about a mother in Sudan who buried her young son because there was simply no food left to keep him alive. This is not a tragedy from the distant past, but a reality unfolding right now in parts of Sudan, where conflict, drought, economic collapse, and political instability have pushed millions into starvation. It is a story that reminds us that hunger is not just about empty stomachs, it is about lives cut short, dreams destroyed, and communities left in despair. The scale of the crisis is overwhelming, yet it remains hidden in the shadows of the world's attention. While much of the global media focuses on other events, families in Sudan wake up each day facing the same question: how will we survive until nightfall? From the outside, Sudan's landscape tells the first part of this grim reality. The once fertile fields in many regions are now barren, cracked under the relentless sun. Seasonal rains that used to bring life have become unpredictable, and when they do come, they sometimes arrive as destructive floods rather than gentle nourishment. Roads leading to remote villages are coated with dust, often deserted because people are too weak or too afraid to travel. Markets that once bustled with traders and farmers are now eerily quiet, their stalls empty except for a few overpriced goods far beyond the reach of ordinary citizens. The streets carry the weight of silence, broken only by the sound of the wind sweeping through abandoned homes. Entire communities have been hollowed out by displacement as families are forced to flee in search of food and safety, leaving behind their ancestral lands and livelihoods. Inside the homes that remain, life is stripped to its bare essentials. Small mud brick houses with tin roofs shelter families who have little more than a few mats to sleep on and perhaps a pot to cook in, though there is often nothing to cook. The walls are bare, the air heavy, and the only warmth comes from the presence of loved ones clinging to one another in these desperate times. Even the smallest of meals, once taken for granted, has become a luxury. Flatbread, porridge, or a handful of lentils may be the only food available for days, and even that is sometimes impossible to find. Children's laughter has been replaced with the quiet whimpering of hunger, their bodies too weak for play. For many mothers, the most painful part is knowing that their children's suffering comes not from a disease that cannot be cured, but from the simple absence of food, a problem the world has the power to solve. The overall functioning of the country, if we think of it as performance, has collapsed under the combined pressures of war, economic breakdown, and climate change. Agricultural production has been crippled by ongoing conflict, with farmers unable to plant or harvest due to violence and displacement. Inflation has soared to unimaginable levels, making basic goods unaffordable for most families. The health system, once fragile but functional, is now on the brink of collapse, with clinics lacking medicine, staff, and equipment. Humanitarian organizations are doing what they can, but their efforts are often hindered by insecurity, bureaucratic obstacles, and funding shortages. Each day without adequate aid means that more families fall deeper into desperation. In a functioning system, children go to school, farmers grow crops, and hospitals treat the sick. In Sudan today, those systems are broken, leaving survival itself as the only measure of success, and even that is slipping away. When we think about safety in this context, it goes far beyond protection from violence. Safety means having shelter from the harsh climate, access to clean drinking water, medical care when illness strikes, and enough food to keep bodies strong. But in Sudan, these safety features are almost non-existent. Many villages are exposed to conflict between armed groups, making travel dangerous and unpredictable. Women and children face the added threat of exploitation, violence, and abuse, particularly when they are displaced and living in temporary camps. Without clean water, the spread of disease is inevitable, and without medical supplies, even treatable illnesses can become deadly. Safety is not just a distant hope, it has become a luxury that only a small fraction of the population can claim. The most powerful and unique aspect of this story is not in the statistics or political analysis, but in its human face. The image of a mother burying her child because there was no food left cuts through all the noise and forces us to confront the moral cost of inaction. Hunger is often spoken about in numbers, millions affected, thousands at risk, but behind each number is a life, a family, a story. The resilience of Sudanese families in the face of such unimaginable hardship is nothing short of extraordinary. They hold on to hope, share what little they have with neighbors, and cling to the belief that one day, life will return to something resembling normal. It is this human spirit, not the cruelty of hunger, that should define Sudan in our minds. The price of this crisis is measured in more than just economic terms. Every day that the world delays action, more children lose their lives, more families are torn apart, and more communities are erased from the map. The financial cost to deliver food, medical care, and safe shelter to those in need is minuscule compared to the budget spent on global military conflicts or luxury markets, yet the resources trickle in far too slowly. The real price is in human potential, entire generations of children whose futures are stolen before they even have the chance to dream. Once lost, these lives cannot be recovered, and the impact on Sudan's future will be felt for decades to come. In the end, the story of the mother in Sudan who buried her son because there was no food left is not just about one family's grief, it is a symbol of the silent suffering of millions. It is a reminder that hunger is not an inevitable part of the human condition, it is the result of choices, policies, and priorities. The world has enough food to feed everyone, enough wealth to provide aid, and enough technology to deliver it, but what is often missing is the political will and collective urgency to act. By telling this story, we are refusing to let it fade into silence. It is our responsibility, as members of a shared humanity, to ensure that no mother ever has to dig a grave for her child because their plate was empty. The tragedy in Sudan should move us not to pity, but to action, because only action can turn the tide of hunger and give hope back to those who need it most.